Here at Kelly.
Heather, let me tell you something. A convict will hide out anywhere he can.
But it's ridiculous of you to think he'd be here.
Why is it so ridiculous, Heather?
Because he'd never come down to the waterfront.
Oh? Why not?
He wouldn't be that stupid. Of course, he knows you'll have men out looking for him, so this is the last place he'd come. I'm sure he'd try to get out of town. That's what he'd do.
I agree with her. He would try to get out of town if he had a way, but I don't think he does. I think he's holed up someplace right near here, and he may be wounded.
Come on, Captain Ramsey. I'm sure you have more important things to do than go poking around some musty old cellar.
I'll poke around any musty old cellar I want to, if it'll help me find Hutch. Now, if you'll excuse me.
You know, little Mike was right. I have to admit.
About what? About Rose and Hutch being friends?
Well, they weren't exactly friends, at least not the way you're thinking of it.
Oh?
But Hutch and Rose did get to know each other when Rose was taking Mike in for therapy sessions. Well, that wouldn't give them any particular deep bond of affection.
No, but it could give Rose a reason to want to help Hutch.
Captain Ramsey, you don't really believe that, do you?
I don't want to, Heather, not at all. But I have to find Hutch. And I must go under the assumption that he will use anybody he can to escape.
But that's the whole point, Captain Ramsey. Hutch would never put a friend like Rose in jeopardy.
Rose, give me the gun.
No.
Come on, give it to me.
You stay hidden.
Rose.
Do what I said.
Excellent. Poor Charles is beginning to feel the full brunt of the storm now.
Only a matter of time, wouldn't you say, Mr. Scorpio?
I'd say you better be out of your bloody tree if you think you can get away with this.
Oh, but I am getting away with it, as you can plainly see.
Tony should see this, Miklos. Do you have any idea where they are?
Victor, look at the increasing fury of the storm.
Yes, the carbonic snow we've dropped by rocket is remarkably effective. But, Miklos, isn't it a little unusual that Tony didn't show up and Scorpio's presence sounded up the general alarm?
Oh, I find nothing unusual about that.
But I went to their room. They're not there. Where could they possibly be?
We'll discuss this later.
Morning, gentlemen. And Mr. Scorpio.
Well, Albert, I always appreciated your sunny disposition.
Breakfast is ready, sir. I've informed the others.
Ah, splendid. Being at the threshold of success must give everyone quite an appetite.
I can appreciate that. I'm a spot empty myself.
Release our guests.
Oh, Miklos, please
No,
wait.
have no concern, Victor. Where could he go? What could he do? Mr. Scorpio is a guest of our new world of the future. He's no longer a prisoner. He's much too bright to resist the inevitable.
I'm deeply flattered.
Come, Mr. Scorpio, share our humble table.
Oh, sweetheart, good morning. Good morning. I'd like to let you sleep. Oh, I'd like to sleep some more myself, but we got trouble. We gotta get moving.
Oh, I was having such a beautiful dream.
Yeah? Were you in Beatrice Corners?
I was back at my apartment.
Your apartment?
Uh-huh. With a sticky door.
The sticky door? That's a wonderful dream?
Uh-huh. It was a wonderful dream. Don't you remember how we used to struggle with the door, and every time we finally got it open, and we'd always land in each other's arms? It was a wonderful dream.
I'd like to get into that dream, but not right now. We got things to do.
What? Why? What happened? Have the patrols come out again?
Yeah, they've been out all night. As a matter of fact, they've been crawling around here like a bunch of ants. They must have doubled security.
That must mean that Robert's been caught.
Yeah, that's all it could mean.
Look, what are we going to do?
Go up to the entrance to the cave. On the way over, we'll pick up our laundry, take in the bank, maybe a movie, have some breakfast. Have the car washed. We'll get down below, and that's right. Save the world. Come on. Let's go. Now, but if anybody comes, dive for cover.
I'm beginning to think that we're going to be living in this greenery forever.
Well, not if the plan works. I don't know, I've been thinking it might not be possible to get back over to the cove where the launch is, where that raft is, without the Spud seeing us.
Luke.
Yeah, and also if I launch you out to sea, I can't be sure that you're not going to hit rough water, or even worse, you might wash back into shore.
Luke, wait a minute.
So the only thing that I can figure, I can't leave you up here either because this is dangerous.
Luke!
What?
I'm going with you.
I know, that's what I just said.
You did?
Yeah, that's what I said. Didn't you hear me? You have to go with me. There's no other choice.
Oh, good. Well, then it's all settled. Luke, wait a minute.
What?
What about the patrols?
Well, I haven't seen any around. I figured that they must have gone down below for breakfast or something.
Breakfast?
Yeah, breakfast. Everybody has to eat. I mean, even Toulouse-Lautrec has to stop now and then for a leg of lamb. Or a pancake, or those little tiny sausages. Maybe.
Luke, will you please cut it out? I'm hungry.
All right, look. I figure this way. If we can get past the guards, we get over to the entrance, we set off the explosives. Breakfast will be over. They'll all come out like a bunch of frightened rats.
And then we have to sneak into the opening of the elevator and hope that nobody sees us, right?
Yeah, that'll be the easy part.
Easy?
Well, sure. We don't know what to expect down there. We don't know how big it is. We don't know where Robert is. We don't know where this H.G. Wells weather machine is. We don't know anything down there.
You know, this whole thing seems like a bad dream.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
What's wrong, Ballentine? Why hasn't Mikos contacted us again?
You may be having trouble with interference from a storm.
What's all this mumbo-jumbo about the government doing all it can?
Look, believe me, we're using every resource that is available to us.
Patients are flooding into this hospital because of the complications of the weather. Are we supposed to sit here and take it?
Why can't we get a fix on that island? What's happened to our satellite surveillance?
We have been trying to vector the island from Mikos transmissions, but he has set up an ingenious relay system. He's contacting us through some robot facility that is located in the Atlantic. And it's a moving ship. Something that we, so far, have been unable to detect.
The Cassidines have an island somewhere in the Greek islands. I assume that you've searched there.
Yes, we have. But Mikos would not use such an obvious location to launch his operation.
Right, what about the ship? Have you been able to locate that?
That is exactly what the U.S. Navy is trying to do at this very moment.
It's probably the Cassidine yacht.
Yes, it probably is. But even if we can find it, that doesn't mean that we can pinpoint the exact location of the island.
Something had better be done, and quickly.
Something is being done, Doctor. Washington has the Marines and the Air Force on red alert.
Doesn't do them much good if they can't locate the island, does it, Mr. Ballentine?
But when we do locate the island, Doctor, we will then have full attack capability. First, we plan to invade the island.
And what if that doesn't work?
What if that doesn't
Suppose
work?
they have a fortress or something.
Then we will launch a full-scale bombing operation.
Kill everyone on the island.
Doctor, that is not our first choice.
You heard him, Rick. They don't want to bomb the island. Maybe they won't have to.
Dan, Laura is on that island.
You don't know that for sure. All you know is that she got on that yacht with Luke and Scorpio.
You know better than that, Dan. Thank God Leslie isn't here to know exactly what's going on.
I'm sorry, sir. We've lost them.
Now, we still can't make contact. Until we do, Doctor, I think it might be a very wise idea to alert some more of your key personnel here at the hospital.
I mean, tell them what's really going on?
Well, just enough to let them know what they might be facing.
I don't think one can possibly understand exactly what we are facing.
Doctor, we are going to need some help to hold down the panic if Mikos decides to put this city into a total freeze.
Rose. Stay cool.
Stay down and be quiet.
Heather? Did I hear you up there? Heather, would you open the door? I got my arms loaded. Excuse me. I'm here, Rose.
I didn't think I was gonna make it.
Here, let me take some of those jars from you.
Thanks. Hi, Bert.
Morning, Rose.
Getting an early start on breakfast, huh?
Yeah, I was. Looks like you're getting an early start yourself.
Yeah, never seems to be enough time in the day.
Do you go down to the basement every morning?
Not every day, but I do have to bring up supplies.
Everybody just loves Rose's homemade preserves.
Yeah, they're wonderful. Do you keep all your supplies in the basement, Rose?
No, not all of them. Like the milk I keep in the refrigerator. Do you want some?
No, thanks.
Bert, is there something wrong?
What? Oh, I'm sorry, Rose. I guess I'm overplaying my role as a detective this morning.
That's why all the questions about the basement.
Well, I do have a search on down here at the waterfront for Hutch.
I see, and you think I've got him hidden downstairs on the shelf next to my strawberry jam.
Well, I wouldn't expect him to be sitting there waiting for me at the counter.
Well, why do you expect him to be around here at all?
Well, he could be here, couldn't he? After all, you two are friends, or so Mike tells me.
I tried to explain to Captain Ramsey before that the only reason you even know Hutch is because you took Mike into the hospital for therapy session.
Thanks, Heather, but I really don't need anybody to explain anything. Yes, Bert, Hutch, and I talk to each other, but we didn't trade school rings.
Rose, I'm just trying to do my job.
Well, I can save you a trip down to the basement. You may have noticed I just came up from there a minute ago.
Look, Rose,
No, by all means, go check if you don't trust me.
Oh, hi. What? Oh, my goodness. No, he's not here right now. Have you tried Dr. Hardy's office? Well, I don't know. Oh, wait a minute. He just got off the elevator. Dan, hold on.
Oh, please, Bobby, don't give me any more problems.
You better take it. It's the maintenance department.
What now?
Hot water pipes in the basement?
Oh, just what I needed. Dan Rooney. Yeah? Well, isn't there something else we can do? Okay, well, just have to have no choice, that's all. Keep the heat going full blast.
Problem with the heating system, Dad?
No, it's working fine so far. It's just that if we don't keep the heat on full blast, the water pipes in the basement will burst. And if we do keep the heat on full blast, then we use up all our emergency supply of fuel. And that's when the trouble really begins.
This is such a freak storm for this time of year.
It's not a freak, Jessie. I've been authorized to tell a few of the key personnel the truth. Now, I don't want you to ask questions, even though this sounds off the wall, and it does.
Well, what is it?
This is a man-made storm, Jessie, not one made by Mother Nature.
Oh, Dan, how could it be a man-made storm?
It's some kind of a weather manipulation by a man by the name of Mikos Cassadine and two of his brothers.
That sounds like something out of science fiction.
Yeah, I know. But don't ask me any questions. Just believe me when I tell you that Mikos Cassadine is trying to rule the world by proving that he can put Port Charles in a permanent deep freeze.
Okay, Rose. You win. I'll be on my way. So long, Mike.
Bye,
Bye
Captain
now.
Ramsey.
Bye, Bert. Oh, good morning, Mike.
Hi, Rose. You sound kind of upset.
I guess I am. Was Captain Ramsey asking you a lot of questions?
Well, he was asking me about Hutch. You know, how me and you and him seem to like each other a lot.
Oh,
Sorry.
Is that what you told him? That we're all good friends?
Sure, we are, aren't we? I told him how you and Hutch seem to like each other a lot.
Mike, I know how you feel about Hutch. But you really must try to remember he's a criminal, a man who killed for a living.
But I didn't even know about that stuff.
No, but one day you will. And I don't want you making the wrong heroes for yourself, that's all. Now, you just finish up your breakfast and no more talk about Hutch.
Okay.
I'll tell you something, Mike. You know, having good friends is the most important thing in this life, you know that? Like, I don't want to give you a lecture or anything.
Yeah, I know.
But, maybe you can, take a little advice from me?
Sure.
I hope you'll do this for me, really, because I don't want you to don't make friends like I did with bad guys. You want to make friends with good guys, right?
I'll do that. I promise. All the friends I have will be good guys, just like you, Hutch.
Okay, Mike. Therapist says it's time for you to wash up and get dressed.
Do I have to?
Yeah, you do.
But me and Hutch were talking.
Well, that's all right. We can talk another time, pal, okay? You do what she says.
Oh, okay.
Now you take a good shower.
I will.
Okay. Come back when you're done, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
You overheard that?
Yeah, I did. I didn't mean to eavesdrop.
Oh, no. There's no need to explain.
Is it true what you were telling Mark? You're in with a tough bunch of kids?
The worst. They were my friends. What can I say? See, I didn't really have any decent friends until, all my life. And then last summer I lucked out. I met Luke and Laura. You know, the only real friends I've had in my entire life.
Are the patrols out yet?
No,
Clear?
looks like it. It must still be down below.
Careful.
Take a look at our stuff.
Roses?
Yeah. Still got the stun gun?
Yep, 2 darts left. You better carry it.
2 darts. This is risky, baby.
I know.
I know, yeah. All right. Let's take a run for the entrance. Get there before those guards come up from below.
Okay.
Ready? Let's go.
Freshly caught, sir, and broiled to perfection.
No, splendid. My favorite, Albert. Please serve the others. General, where is Corinne?
She asked me to send her apologies.
Apologies.
No, she's frightened about the possibility of intruders, so she prefers to stay in her room.
It would appear that the problem of intruders has been solved.
Yes, a point I must reluctantly concede to.
Well, personally, I feel much safer now that Mikos has caught the only uninvited guest that we're going to have.
Well, perhaps you're right, Tiffany, but Corinne may have an intuitive sense that we should at least consider.
Oh, I agree. I mean, what if there are others on the island? Could be rather sticky wicked, what?
My men have covered every inch of the island, Nigel. We will be well protected.
But not as well as we may have thought. Is that not right, General?
You have a complaint, Victor?
Gentlemen, please. We have a guest at our table.
Please don't let me stop a family mudsling.
Well, you are, after all, an emissary of Ballentine, Mr. Scorpio. We do want you to enjoy your breakfast.
Mikos, what about Tony and Alex? As you can see, they are still missing.
We're indebted to you, Victor, for your powers of observation. Tony and Alex left the island during the night to fly back to New York City.
First Max and Noah, and now Tony and Alex.
All these sudden departures, it is a bit unusual, you know, old chap. Nobody even says goodbye.
Well, you see, it was a last-minute decision. I wanted a more direct contact with Ballentine as the 0 hour for Port Charles approaches.
Jessie, this is the 2 files we're looking for. Dan.
Yeah, Rick?
Did you brief Jessie?
As much as I felt I could.
I just wanted to be sure. Thanks.
You don't have to say anything, Rick. Dan filled me in as much as he could.
Jesse, I don't think anything we can do other than just make the best out of it and do the best job we can.
How can I help?
You keep every nurse just as busy as possible. I don't want them to have any time to ask questions.
I understand.
We have to avoid any panic, and there are going to be more people coming in here as this weather gets colder.
I'll do anything I can to help.
Thank you very much. You 3, I want to commend for a just admirable job with admissions yesterday. Thank you very much.
All part of that good training at your clinic, Rick.
Good.
We were glad to do it.
Great.
You mean you want us to do another turn?
Yes, ma'am. No, I mean, I want you to do another chore. That is, if you are willing.
You name it.
Okay, round up every free available person in this hospital. Go out on the streets.
Wait. The streets? You mean in the snow, in the slush?
That's exactly what I mean. With some of the phone lines being down and the communications problem, they're going to be sick, elderly people that can't get here, that need to be here.
Yes, I do know. All the streets are all blocked.
That's why it has to be done on foot.
The mush patrol.
Very good.
All right. I think we can take it from here. I'll get some people and we'll rig up some sling gurneys and we'll help anyone who can't get here on their own power.
Okay.
Come on, troops. Let's get organized.
Mush.
Thank you.
Exact sentiment.
Mush.
Dr. Webb.
Yes.
I need more.
Monica and Alan need to see you. It seems that the baby's gotten worse with all the congestion in his lungs and throat.
I'll be in NICU, Jessie.
Yes, please.
Jess? What's wrong?
What I mean, baby is worse.
Oh, no.
I have a feeling it's going to be a very rough day.
It's a cold one. Sweater business must be booming.
Yeah.
Hold it, sunshine. Where do you think you're going?
To the cafeteria.
Oh, now, why would you want to do something like that?
What?
If you go to the cafeteria, you're going to miss all the fun.
Mm-hmm.
What fun?
Well, that's what we're going to be telling you about. Maybe she should get her coat.
No,
I think so. We'll just take her right upstairs.
prefer to go to the
You can get her
Don't
coat,
forget your hat.
her food, and her scarf.
We always are going uphill.
I don't know. Come on, let's go.
No. Let me sit and catch my breath.
All right. You got the grenade bracelets handy?
Yeah. They go everywhere I do.
Yeah. I love you.
I love you too.
You know how dangerous this is.
Yeah, I do.
Well, you know, there's still time.
What are you talking about?
I'm saying there's still time to, catch the next raft for Port Charles.
I can't believe you said that. There's no way we can do that, Luke. We have a commitment to Robert. Besides that, sure, we could catch the next raft back to Port Charles, but there may not be anything there, right?
That's right. I'm so glad you said that.
Good. Come on, let's go.
Hey, wait a minute.
What,
No,
you
I'm
want to rest?
I'm sorry.
Come on.
Do you find our guard uniforms practical, Mr. Scorpio?
Wouldn't go to war without one.
Oh, you show very good taste. General, can you give me an explanation for this? Have any of your men reported a uniform missing?
No, sir. But give me a few moments alone with Mr. Scorpio. I'll solve the mystery.
Must you always speak in terms of brute force, General?
Aye. You know, it's difficult to believe that our island's security could be penetrated by one man working alone.
Well, the difficult I do immediately. The impossible takes a tad longer.
I think you're lying, Scorpio. Where are your friends?
You ought to know the answer to that, Victor. They're back in Port Charles, dead. You do recall that little incident on the dock, don't you? You had Clay and O'Reilly shot in the back. Wiped out my entire team. I owe you for that.
He's lying.
Well, look, hey, I'm sorry, fellas. I mean, whatever turns you on. I mean, I'm a poor one-man band. If you want to give me credit for being the whole box and dice, then go for it.
That's it. Now I remember.
What are you talking about, Nigel?
This chap, Mr. Scorpio. Hey, I've been trying to place the accent, but I couldn't connect it with the uniform. Now I remember. I ran into you several times on board the yacht while we were en route to the island, right?
Sorry, sport, you've got a wrong number.
Oh, no, I'm absolutely positive. Why, I even remember sharing the sauna with you. That day I barged in, you were there with your two young friends, what? The attractive young lady and the young fellow with the curly hair.